Howdy lads, welcome back to another Gates of Hell Ostfront video. In this one we have a 2v2 on Blizzard. It's late war. I've gone for the USSR faction and the defensive doctrine. We are up against Shockle 1025 and Warlord Ape. I'm playing with Pop. Some of you may know him. He's been in a few of the videos back in the day. But as per usual, we'll analyse what we're doing and see how we go. I do like this map, Blizzard. I think it's quite fun. I feel like the Germans, or the Axis side, gets an advantage because on that northern side of the map, if you look on the map top left, northern side, there's a nice little tree line you can kind of hide all your units in while you're fighting over that northern point. So it can be quite hard to defend that side as the Allies, especially when you start getting tanks and stuff out and infantry guns and they all start hiding in that forest. Can become a bit of a nightmare trying to hold on because you've got nothing but open wasteland. So we'll see how Pop goes. I don't often play on the left side, actually, as either Axis or Allies. I never end up south, which is odd. So I thought I'd have a bit of a push out there. See how I go. I am throwing a squad into the middle. My idea is to get some decent numbers in the middle. I've gone for the AT squad just so I had lots of rifles around so I can counter the Jeeps, etc. You can see they've brought a Jeep down south. But I was hoping to have enough numbers to hold that middle point while I focus my efforts out here on the south. So you'll see me slowly setting everyone up. Because, yeah, I do really want that southern point. Looks like he's made it to the middle. These guys being all bunched up is not ideal. One machine gunner could pretty much wipe 4 dudes in about 3 seconds, so try and avoid that. But I've managed to push up to halfway, which is good. You don't want to get caught out just kind of halting in that back corner, otherwise you're kind of on the back foot from the get-go, which is not ideal. I've got a squad coming out to the south. He has a lot of stuff pushing the middle, but Pop's actually helped me out a little there, which is nice. Now he's flaming me. Not ideal. But luckily there was a dip in the ground I was able to hide under, so cheeky nade. How good. So far, though, we're doing alright. I'm actually contesting that southern point, and we hold the middle and Pop's entire side, so it looks like whoever Pop's versing, looks like Warlord Ape. He didn't make it in time to that northern point. He got caught out in the open. And obviously, you can see on the map, he's got a lot more soldiers there than Pop does, but Pop's just got very good positioning, so it's a great effort from him. Now I'm actually holding this point with one guy. So I'm not sure how many forces my opponent has. We've wiped a lot of infantry. They did go pretty hard for the middle and right point, and we slaughtered them, so that's given me the opportunity to push hard south. Pop is actually in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, there'll be a link in the description. Come get around it. We play a bit of this, Squad 44, Hearts of Iron, you name it. But yeah, Pop is in the Discord. We weren't actually in a voice chat during this game. Probably should have. Otherwise I would have recorded that. But obviously we very quickly gained control. That first engagement can be so important at times. Especially if, like me and Pop have, your enemy kind of, what would you call it, takes advantage of the situation like we have. I've pushed up very far onto that southern point. I control the entire objective. In the middle, I've pushed a fair bit up. Also have Pop defending me. Does look like Pop's got a bit of a battle on his hands out on that northern side. But I'm sure he'll manage. He's a pretty handy player. Now, one thing to recognise about maps like this, with all the dips in the ground, not all your guys are going to be shooting because they can't all see, so you do have to watch that. Sometimes you can have a whole squad there, but only one guy can actually see the approaching soldiers, so make sure to be careful of that. I've brought out the Dushka truck. We do love the Dushka truck. It's not actually that great, to be honest. You can catch them out, but I don't know, I just love it. Same with like the BA and the like half tracks and that. They're just not that great. You can direct control them and they can be alright, but although it is a pretty valid tactic I've seen watching some of Grimjob's games, spamming half tracks. I feel like if you're the Soviets and or Finns though, you can literally just spam AT rifles back. A way cheaper counter, so. But as you can see, I've also got a guy up south. My plan is to try and push an AT around the side as I do. I do like to have AT behind their side of the point. That way I can kind of move that around if I need to take out any vehicles. The 5 minutes 34 in. 4 points to 1. We have full control. 458 to 233 our way. Now he has brought out some vehicles. 2 of them. Quite dangerous for me because I've got a lot of infantry there. Obviously very vulnerable. So getting that AT guy up the side of the map is pretty much the most important thing for me to do right now. I do need to watch out for that squad that just pushed into that southern point. I need to try and hide them because they're all bunched up and losing the entire squad straight away would be rough to say the least. But he's got no infantry on this side. So that's where he's messed up. He's pushing in directly all from the same side. Another thing you should do is don't do what I'm doing there. Make sure you're direct controlling it because it's 50-50 whether they'll miss. You can watch that. Ah, he got me. But I did take out the Duffy scout vehicle. Whatever that is. I think it's 2 centimeter. His flame half track has slaughtered me though. Nice play, and they're actually in control at the minute. They've kind of clawed back. You will get this in Gates of Hell. Kind of comes in waves, if you want to call it that. You'll have the initiative for a little while, and then, you know, something will happen, they'll counter you, and all of a sudden you're on the back foot. Right now I'm obviously on the back foot. I do have lots of AT riflemen though, so I'm not too worried. And now I've got a bit of a decision. Do I want to reinforce the middle and focus on that, or do I want to send people back out to the south? I've dragged my squad back. But noticing that his half track's a fair way away, I've actually gone to risk it. I'm going to try and lie these guys down on the left side of the point. There is a dip there, so I can hide them. See how we go. The old Marines. Get it, lads. He does have a fair bit of inf there, but I think they're pretty low tier, so I just wanted to get these guys out of that firing line. AT rifles here, happy days. He has got that in a half decent spot, but it's, you know, kind of inevitable that something's going to die if you're just going to sit it in a spot like that. I probably would have done my damage at the start and pulled it back, get ready for another push, because you did that quite well. But I've very quickly regained control of both points, as you can see. We do have a little bit of performance drop issues, as you can see. But if you get that a game, sometimes a just quick pause, let it sit for 30 seconds can kind of fix it. But I think the flames are starting to make it a bit slow for some of the people connecting to the game. See, my guy's just too far for the fire, but those two weren't. Now he's got his guys bunched up. I figured since I've been playing again, I haven't really been microing my infantry half as good as I used to. I used to absolutely spam grenades and smokes. My smoke spam would annoy plenty of people, as I'd constantly get told. But if you can micro your infantry well, you know, you're unstoppable. So I do need to get back into practice with that. I've got my Panzerfaust here. Easy kill. So now that that's gone, he's lost any advantage he has. He hasn't repaired his scout vehicle, which is a rookie move. He had all the time in the world to do that. But obviously, in this instance, you capitalize on their mistakes. I'm going to bring my Dushka truck back up. I've got multiple soldiers pushing in to try and get cap weight. Oh, and he's just made me eat my words, so he has got the SDK back. Fair play, mate. Fair play. I take that back. That was Shuko. But I am losing in the middle. I've got a squad here to reinforce. I've also got my infantry gun there. Not too worried. T20's there as well. I find in this game, like, sometimes you don't need to kind of force your doctrine units to do things. Sometimes you can just sit it back. If it gets 1 or 2 kills, that's fine. But if you've got control, don't just, use it for the sake of it. I probably would have been better off actually bringing it over here and firing, at their infantry and that scout vehicle. But I figured the trees would be too much of an issue. Like, constantly hitting trees. Look how thick and dense the woodland is. So that's why I opted to use it in the middle. Pop's got his entire side covered, so I figured if I have it in the middle to cover the middle, we've got 3 zones we're going to win. The southern point is just a bonus. But 10 minutes 24 in, 5:39 to 2:10 our way. Shuko and Warlord Ape are actually pushing quite hard to try and regain control of this game. It's pretty much danger territory. We're obviously over the 500 point mark and we hold 3 positions. I was going to say I almost hold the south, but no, I don't. I do have a squad pushing out there though, so not to worry. Now it looks like it pops up against a medium tank out there and on the northwest. I believe that's the Whirlwind. But I'm getting mortared slowly, pretty annoying. In this instance, the only thing you can do is spread your inf out and throw lots of smoke. If you've got foxholes, hide them in foxholes. But the other thing with ducking you guys down in foxholes is it allows the enemy the chance to just run up and throw nades at you. Obviously, that's not what you want. But I've managed to clear out his infantry up here, or a chunk of it. So I'm trying to push up and deny him that corner, because that ridge line is pretty much the only half decent spot to hide your infantry on his side. Obviously, I've got a bit of woodland on my side, on the right side of the point, but you can see him going very hard for that middle point. I figured while I've got control there, I don't mind if he just pushes his soldiers up against mine. My guys are set up nicely with the infantry gun, the T20. I'd focus on this left point, this southern point. I'm scaring his SDK? Yeah, SDK is dead, that's the one. I'm scaring his SDK. I do have my assault AT rifle, and my AT squad on the south, so not too stressed. There's an example of the AI just missing because it sucks. So yeah, you shouldn't do this. I'm just lazy. Make sure you first person it. There we go. I was lucky I got that kill. I was almost mucked up there, and if he had killed them, he could have very easily swung around and slaughtered my infantry. I did have an AT rifle there as backup, but you can kind of see how handy the AT rifle squad is if you get it early on. Kind of hide AT rifles everywhere, and it kind of keeps their equipment at bay. But now it's time to clear out this this pocket of resistance, if you will. I do have another squad pushing out there. This point hangs in the balance. I'd say I have the advantage at this point. I do have a guy sitting just outside the point I could chuck in, but won't make that much of a difference. I figured now's the time to start throwing some smokes and nades around to slowly push my way up the objective. I believe he's using all cheap infantry, so stop him repairing. Happy days. Oh, he's moving some extra inf in. I couldn't see what inf they were. But you can see my squad reinforcing. I think he's brought them from the middle or from his southwestern point. Not sure. But give it a second, lads. Go get a drink. now's your chance. You've got probably 30 seconds. Yeah, I think we've done very well in this one, though. It's always handy when I was just checking his ping. It's always handy when your teammate does well, and obviously that alleviates the pressure on me. Means all I have to do is hold one objective. Obviously, that northeastern is kind of our side, so it's a lot easier to get to those objectives than it is those southwestern ones. But yeah, if you do like this content and want to see more, like, sub, comment, all that good stuff. Honestly, it really does help me out. Anything you can do pushes the algorithm, makes me feel good, all that happy stuff. So get around that. And as I said, come get on the Discord if you want to get some games in. Bunch of us that play. There's well over 400 people. As you can see, Warlord Ape is gone. He dropped out. I'd say we had control over the course of this match, and I thought it was a very good opportunity to kind of break it down. Thought there was a lot of good tactical moments in this one that kind of countered what they were doing. But yeah, I'm going to get my lads in. Now, old mate's on his own. We'll see how he goes. He is bringing a drilling over. Some form of... It might be the 2 centimeter. So I thought I'd bring my T20 around. But as you can see, it's now a 1v2. I'll probably leave it there, and I'll let you guys finish the video if you want to see how I go, what I do. I can't even remember what I get as my second doctrine, to be honest. But thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get videos out lately, but every like, sub, comment does push me to do more, boys. So get around it. I'll stop shilling myself. But happy days. Have a good one, lads, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, boys.